Gravity Falls, episode 26. This episode is really good. This episode is a kind of an odd episode. This is the only episode of Gravity Falls that is considered non-canon, at least according to the wiki. I don't know if any of the show creators have said anything about it, but like you can feel it a little bit if you're really paying attention. Like just the fact the end of this episode ends with Stan like kidnapping a dude and Dipper and Mabel don't really question it. That's a little bit weird. But for the most part, like this episode's fine. This is another anthology episode. I really like the title of this episode, "Little Gift Shop of Horrors," because this show has chosen a lot of references in their titles, but this one is the only one that actually makes sense to what the actual episode is about. Other than, I guess, Land Before Swine, which is clearly a reference to Land Before Time, and that episode had dinosaurs, but, it works. This title, it's a really good and, this episode was a lot of fun, with this first story being about Stan stealing from this witch who takes away his hands, which had a lot of great gags, and that was pretty fun. And then the second storyline is about Dipper's trying to solve this like smart ball thing to like win a prize, and he ends up putting some brain go on his head because he realizes he's not smart enough to solve it on himself. And then Waddles eats it. Waddles becomes super smart, and this episode's fine. This one's fine. I thought a lot of gags in it were pretty funny, but Neil deGrasse Tyson is a person I used to like, but not anymore. He's come out and become kind of douchey, and I'm not a big fan of his shit no more. And so it just makes stuff like this a little bit harder to watch, but he's fine. He works well enough. And then you have the next storyline, which is that it's a stop motion storyline where Mabel's like horrified by stop motion animation, and they find out that it's black magic. That was pretty sick and pretty funny. It's got a lot of great animation because it's actual real stop motion, and the way they blend it into the actual animation is pretty insane, and it really is seamless. And what a great episode. Yeah, I love this episode for a lot of its humor. I mean, that's really all these episodes are. They don't tie into lore or anything. There's no real character arcs in these episodes. Or storylines. They're just goofy. So it's a good episode for that. It's not the best anthology. I think that's Bottomless Pit. I think that one was funnier, but this one's still pretty memorable for me.